I'm wasted. My
Hi
heart
guys, so I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I'm really ill, but I really wanted to film a video, and you'll also probably be able to tell that I'm in natural lighting because my ring light, the bulb in it, has decided to go. So I'm currently waiting for a new ring light, like from the Amazon people, like to send me a new bulb. So at the moment I'm going to be filming in front of my patio door in my living room because that is the brightest place in my house. My room is really dark, so I hope that this is bright enough. I've tried to make it as bright, I think, as I can get it. Please let me know if you prefer this type of lighting. Sorry if it keeps, like, again, if it goes a little bit dark, then obviously I'm filming in natural lighting, so that's why. And obviously it might go out of focus a couple of times because I'm just not used to filming in natural lighting. Obviously when I vlog, that's always natural lighting, like every time I vlog, but I've never really filmed in natural lighting when I film a video. Only obviously when I used to do my other videos and I never had my ring light. So yeah, I hope that this isn't too annoying for you, and I hope my voice doesn't annoy you. It's really annoying me. I've had this for the past 5 days now, and I just want it to go. And as you'll be able to tell, my skin's like broken out because obviously I'm ill, so I'm just going to get straight on into the tutorial. So let's go. So I feel like doing a more sort of chatty video just because, I don't know really, I don't know if this will be a chatty video or what, but I'm home alone, nice peace and quiet. So I just filled in my eyebrows and I just applied my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Granite. Then I applied the MAC Prep and Prime 24 Hour Extend Eye Base, and then on top of that I'm just going to be applying the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the number 15, and I'm just going to be applying this all over my eyelids. I'm just spritzing my mini beauty blender with the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray, just to dampen it, and I'm just going to be blending that in. I just make sure to press the product instead of like swiping it, because when you blend your concealer in, you always want to dab it. Then to set that in place, I'm just going to be applying my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade NW20, and I'm just going to be applying this just to set the concealer. And also this is really nice and light as well, so it adds a little bit of coverage to that area, considering that I'm so ill and my eyes just look really red and disgusting at the moment. This will just give us a nice base to blend the other shadows onto. Just take that underneath the brow as well to set the concealer that I applied underneath my eyebrows. Keep thinking that my battery's flashing when it's actually the little reflection in my mirror in my lounge. Just zooming you in. I closed the door because I know that's a bit distracting, and when I go to watch this back, like when I edit it, I'm gonna be really freaked out if I like see something. So I shouldn't have said that, should I? Okay, so I want to go for a very sort of orangey look. I asked you guys on Twitter which look you'd prefer to see, like a green or an orange, and I ran a poll. I'm just going to check. I'm sure that it was mostly orange that people wanted to see though. 64% of you said orange, and then 36% said green. So I probably will still end up doing a green look, but today I'm going to go with orange. I don't know if to do a more sort of, how do I put it? I don't know if to do a very light peachy sort of look using the new Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, or I don't know if to go for a more sort of vibrant look. I really can't decide. I might do another poll on Twitter. Okay, I'm going to do it. Bear with me. Okay, so the poll that I ran on Twitter, I have 2 votes on the second option, which I think is the subtle look. Yeah, so number 2, so I'm going for a more subtle peachy look today. So I'm going to be using my new little baby, which is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Peach palette, and I'm going to be using my Z palette as well, and that's good because I have some good lip colours. The sun's just come back out, thank God, because it was really dark. I'm going to be taking the shade Peach Movie from Makeup Geek, which is this one here. I'm going to be taking that on my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease brush. I'm just going to be dusting that into my crease. As I've said many a time, this is just to help the other shades we apply blend easier. It's really nice because it's really nice and warm in my lounge now that sun's come out. I'm actually just going to be applying some of my Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker Extreme Lip Plump, and I'm just going to be applying this all over my lips just while I apply like my eye makeup. I just like the feel of this on my lips. I like to apply this before I apply any lip products to my lips, just as sometimes when I'm using more sort of like a nude or something, I just want a little bit more sort of plump to my lips. Okay, then I'm going to be taking, this is Gumdrop by Morphe Brushes, and I'm just going to be taking this and applying this into my crease. The brush I'm using to apply that is a Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer. This might come off quite pink, but I assure you it's more of an orangey sort of peachy shade. Applying that into my crease. And as you'll see, I'm applying this into my crease, like I'm holding it from a slight angle. This is just so it applies the product, well obviously so it applies the product, but it's so that it doesn't drag too far up my eye, as I want it directly into the crease, and I don't want to take too much of the colour pigmentation up my eye, if that makes any sense. I'm really bad at explaining things, I'm sorry, especially when I'm ill. I'm sort of flicking it up as I go, if that makes any sense, so I get a softer blend. Whereas if I'm to just go like that and pack the colour down, it's going to make it look quite chunky. But I just want to sort of flick the product, sort of disperse it up, if that makes any sense at all. Sorry about the difference in colour from my neck to my face. Obviously I have tan on and I have my new jumper on, which I love. It's by H&M if you're wondering, and it's from the men's section because, you know, I love men's clothes. I just think men's clothes are so much more like comfier, like to lounge about in. Okay. And then I'm just going to be going back to my original brush that I applied Peach Smoothie on, and I'm just going to be blending both colours together. Just so there's no harsh lines, and just so they transition into each other perfectly. This is going better than I thought it would. And I'm just applying more of that colour, just as when we blend, we're sort of blending away a little bit of the pigmentation. Obviously as you're blending the shadow out. I'm just applying more shadow down, just to build up the intensity. Again, then you want to just go back in and blend it and just build it up to the intensity that you want it to be. I'm sort of pulling that down towards my lid as well. Again, you just want to flick that product upwards. I feel this really helps to sort of open your eye as well when you you're flicking the colour upwards, because it's making people look more towards the brighter part, if that makes any sense. Some people wouldn't think this is subtle, but in the end, I assure you, this will look more of a subtle peach. I'm just chatting a load of rubbish really. Right, and then I'm just going back to my blending brush again and just blending over that. That looks about perfect for me. For my lid shade, I'm going to be taking the shade Candied Peach from my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. And I'm just going to be applying that all over my lid. I'm not sure I want to use a base or not. No, I'm just going to apply that with my finger. Just applying that all over my lid with my ring finger. This has a little bit of shimmer in as well, so it's really pretty. And then I'm just taking my Zoeva brush again, just to blend the colours into one another. Although this is more of a sort of, I don't know, it's not as buttery as obviously a sort of shimmery shade like this shade here, but I just want to apply it with my finger, as I find it applies the best pigmentation with this shade, just as it obviously has little bits of shimmer in there. When I saw this palette, this was the shade that I was most excited about, because I just love like oranges and like peachy shades. And then just going back in with Gumdrop just to help blend the two shades together. And then I'm just going to be taking a bit of Candied Peach on that same brush, and it's almost like apply this into my crease, sort of mixing the two shades together. Then I'm just going back in with my original blending brush. For my inner corner, I'm not sure what I want to do. Okay, for my inner corner, I think I'm just going to go in with the shade Just Peachy. And it's this shade here. It has more of a sort of rosy, sort of pinky tone to it. I'm just going to be popping that in the inner corner of my eye. Okay, this shade isn't that crazy pigmented with a brush, so I'm just going to use my finger. It's really hard to do with nails on. Okay, instead of using that shade, I'm actually just going to be going in with the shade Bellini instead, just as that shade wasn't that crazy pigmented. This shade's a little bit, no. I'm not really feeling these shades there. Not that like pigmented. I feel like I need a pop of colour in the inner corner. For my inner corner, I'm going to be taking my famous Kiko white eyeshadow in 200. And this is a matte white. And I'm just going to be popping this into my inner corner instead, just as a base for the shade that I'm going to be applying on top. Them other shades really sort of let me down, so yeah. That's the thing I find with some certain palettes, is that sometimes the actual pigmentation of some of the shadows really does lack, especially with the Too Faced ones I found. Like with this chocolate bar palette, chocolate bar palette, I find that Pink Sugar and Blueberry Swirl, these two, aren't as pigmented as the others. So it's a bit annoying because in a way, I know some people would buy this palette mainly for the blue, myself included, but I knew that before I bought this, I'd watched a lot of reviews and loads of people had said the blue wasn't very good. So next, I'm going to be going in with the shade Butter Pecan from this palette, this one here. It has more of a sort of gold, peachy undertone to it. Just packing that into the inner corner. To intensify that even more, I'm just going to be taking Sunburst from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. This is more of a sort of yellow undertone. And I'm just going to be taking some of that matte white eyeshadow again and applying that to my brow bone. And then I'm just going to be applying some of Sunburst to my brow bone as well. Now what I'm going to be doing, just taking my Morphe M330 blending brush. I'm just going over all of my shadows just to make sure there's no harsh lines and that nothing looks harsh. Right, I have some new lashes to try out and I'm really excited to try them. These are the Huda Beauty Scarlet lashes, and as you'll be able to see, they are absolutely insane. What I'm going to do, I think, is apply my liner and then I'll apply my lashes. The liner that I'm going to be using is the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Perversion. And I picked this up the other day when I went into Urban Decay, and one of the lovely girls that served me recommended me this, as I love my NYC liquid liner, but it's discontinued here in the UK and it's really annoying me because it's the best liquid liner I've ever used and they've stopped doing it over here. So if you know somewhere that I can get it from, I've tried Amazon, but they're like £12 a thing and it's only like $3 or £3 itself. So if you know where I can get it, then please hook me up with that, because I struggle with very watery eyes, especially when I'm ill like today. So this is my second time using this liner. I also picked up the NYX one, the liquid matte liner. I'll get it. Yeah, so I also picked up this one as well, but it sort of rubbed off in my inner corner, so I wasn't really loving it for that, but it was a really good, like, nice tip to it. But I wasn't very keen on the fact that it rubbed off on me, so. Now I've applied my eyeliner, I'm just going to be moving on to the skin. So for primer, I'm going to be taking 2 primers. This is the Benefit Professional, and I'm just going to be applying this around this sort of area in case like of any pores that need to be covered up. Taking that around that area and just pushing this into my skin, especially like around my nose. So yeah, all around like my cheek area, a bit on my chin, a tiny bit on my head. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to be taking the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. This is the sensitive one, and I'm just going to be applying this around the rest of my face where I didn't apply the Benefit one. I'm just going to be correcting a little bit of redness that I have with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Green, and I'm just going to be going over that with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Creamy Beige. I'm going to do this off camera and I will be right back because I'm going to be doing a video soon all about colour correcting. So I've just done my colour correcting. For foundation, I'm going to be mixing 3 on the back of my hand. So I first have the EX1 Invisiwear F300, then I have the L'Oreal True Match, which is in Golden Cappuccino, and then I have the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, MAC Pro Longwear Foundation in the shade NC40. This is a little bit too yellow for me. I find it makes me look a bit of a Simpson. So I'm going to be mixing all 3 and let's see how it goes. My camera might die, so yeah, I might end up having to do this off of camera, I'm not sure. So I'm just taking a pump of each on the back of my hand. Okay, so as you'll be able to tell, I applied my foundation and everything, and then I decided to highlight off of camera and cream contour off of camera. To cream contour, I applied my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. And then I applied the Naked Skin by Urban Decay in the shade Light Neutral. And then I applied the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in number 15 on top, just to brighten it up a little bit and make it a little bit lighter. Now I'm going to be applying my lashes, and I'm so excited to be wearing these. These are the Huda Beauty lashes in the style Scarlet. As I showed you earlier, they're absolutely stunning. There you go, that's what they look like. They're definitely my type of lashes. I definitely love this style as they sort of fan out at the end. So let's apply them. So I'll be right back. Ta-da! Right, the lashes are on and I think they're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm really impressed with them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the rest of my face makeup, I think, and then I'm just going to head on and do the lower lash line. I've actually been preferring to highlight my face before I bronze, because I feel like then it looks more sort of like the highlight is from within you. So I'm taking my Benefit What's Up and I'm just going to be applying this to everywhere I would usually highlight. So top of my cheekbones, tip of my nose, bridge of my nose, cupid's eye, tiny bit on my chin, above my brows, and that's it really. Then I think that most people, you're meant to use the sponge, like little applicator, I'm not really sure. I actually just blend in with my finger, so. I find also it helps because your finger, like the warmth of your finger, helps to blend it into your skin. This is such a like nice creamy consistency. It feels like rubbing butter on your face. Well, not butter, but it's such a nice consistency. To set that in place, I'm just going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in That Glow, and I'm just going to be applying the shade Dripping in Gold first. I'm not going to be using this shade today. I think that's more of a more bronzy look, but today I just want a really nice highlight, and yeah. So I'm going to be taking Dripping in Gold first, then I'm going to move on to Bubbly, then Sunburst. So Dripping in Gold. I sort of like to go from like darkest to lightest, because sometimes I find if you just apply Sunburst on its own, it can make you look a bit, I don't know, I feel like it's too bright on its own. Like especially above my brow, it looks a bit sort of funny on my head if I just was to apply that on its own. Then I'm just going in with Bubbly on top. I'm not going to be applying Sunburst onto my head. I'm just going to leave them two shades. And then I'm going to go on to Sunburst. Applies to my Cupid's bow, tip of my nose, cheekbones, tiny bit on my chin, and on the bridge of my nose. So as you can see, I love to be highlighted. Then I'm going to move on to bronzer. Actually, I think I'm just going to contour my nose. I can never open this. Right, so I'm just taking my little small angled eyeshadow brush by from eBay, and I'm just taking my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade 30M. I'm just contouring my nose. Otherwise, I feel the face looks really flat if you don't contour your nose and you contour around the rest of your face. Like, I just feel like it brings the whole look back together. And then I like to just go over that with my powder brush just to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm then just going to be taking that same bronzer and I'm actually going to use a different brush for bronzer today. Okay, so years ago, my mum got this Bobbi Brown thing, and she gave me this bronzer brush, and she's never used it. I just took it out of the packaging. So I'm just going to use it today. So it's a little Bobbi Brown. It says it's a face blender. I think it came with one of the Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks, but I'm just going to pop this into the bronzer. I'm just going to warm up my skin with it. As I always use that Real Techniques blusher brush to apply bronzer with. It's probably really boring to watch, and I know that it bores me using the same one all the time, so I'm switching it up. Okay, then I'm moving on to my MAC Give Me Sun, which is a mineralized skin finish by MAC. I love these because they're quite finely milled, and mine's broken. Yeah, they're quite finely milled, so they don't feel like cakey on your skin, especially because I obviously wear a lot of powders on my skin. So yeah, they don't feel like heavy or anything on your skin. For blusher, I'm going to be taking my Clinique Melon Pop by Clinique. Just going to be applying this to the backs of my cheeks first and slightly blending that in. For my lower lash line, I'm just going to be taking the shade Candied Peach that we applied earlier on the lid, and I'm just going to be running that along my lower lash line. I'm taking this quite low, purely for the fact that I think it really does help open up your eyes, or the eyes, whatever you want to say. And can I just say that this palette does taste of peach as well. Like, how it smells is how it tastes, and no, I haven't like ate it, but like sometimes if you accidentally flick some of the eyeshadow and it once landed in my mouth, or it's landed in my mouth a couple of times now, and it actually tastes of peach, because obviously, you know, you just get this sudden peachy flavour in your mouth and you're like, ooh. And I'm just building up the outer lower lash line. I like that. Okay, for mascara, I'm just going to be applying the Maybelline The Falsies Flared. But this video is going to be really long. Okay, I'm just going to set my brows in place, purely for the fact that I need to apply some more in the corner highlight, but I'm afraid my eye's going to water, so I'm just going to set my brows in place, and then we'll move on to that, and then the lips. So, as always, to set my brows in place, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and that's going on the front of my brow. And then for the back part of my brow, I'm taking the L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Plumper in the shade Medium Dark. Yeah, in the shade Medium Dark. How can I not know this? I use this like all the time. So I flick the Anastasia one up through my brow, through the front part. Then for the back part, I apply the L'Oreal one. And I like drag that product down through the hairs. So I have quite a lot of options for the lip colour. So I think I'm just going to like roll through with them all. So yeah, I'm just going to show you all the lip options. So the first one is this MAC lipstick in the shade Peach Stock. This is a satin finish. Taking a little bit of the Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker lip gloss on top in the shade Donut. Because I feel like this is too nude on its own. I just feel like it needs a little bit of something. So this is what it looks like with the gloss on top. So this is the peachy, more sort of nude option. I have another nude, which is a little bit of a darker nude with a gloss on top. So I'm just going to show you that now. But yeah, this is Peach Stock with Soap & Glory Donut on top. So yeah, let's move on to the second lip option. Okay, so the second lip option I have is this bright orange liquid lipstick, and I know that some people would not wear this at all, and this might be a bit too much, but I think if you love orange and you love being bright, and yeah, I just think that this would look really cool for like a festival or something. So this is the bright lip option. This is the Illamasqua Matte Liquid. This is the Illamasqua Matte Lip Liquid in the shade Exotic, and this actually has a really funny applicator for a liquid lipstick. It's more like the applicator for a lip gloss. The formula of this is actually really nice. So I picked this up in Illamasqua's sale in, I think it was about December time. But yeah, I think that this looks really cute with the eyeshadow. So yeah, this is the more sort of bold option. So if you was going like all out and wanted to be really summery. I also would love this eye makeup with a purple lip. I might do that in my next upcoming tutorial. It's going to be a bit more of a bold orange. But yeah, obviously this is just for people that want to be a little bit more bold. And yeah, so this is Illamasqua's Matte Lip Liquid in Exotic. And then the last lip option I have is Kat Von D's Noble Liquid Lipstick. And this is one of my favourite ever peachy nudes. This is literally like my go-to peachy nude ever. Like when I'm pale, I feel like I can get away with this. When I'm tanned, when I'm pale, like whatever. Because it's just such a good colour. If you are of a darker skin tone, then you might want to go for something a little bit deeper. I think Double Dare is a nude by her. Double Dare, I think, yeah. Or you could just use this in like the centre of the lip, whatever works best for you really. So I'm just going to apply this over my lips. These go on so nice as well. I would personally wear this like this. Like when it dries the tiniest bit darker. But I know some people might not, so you might prefer to go for like the peach stock and the gloss option. But I am going to be showing you what this looks like with the gloss on top. And the gloss is a similar colour to it as well. So I'm just going to wait for this to dry. So this is what it looks like completely dry. As I said, it dries a little bit darker. What I'm actually going to be doing is applying this Illamasqua Intense Lip Gloss in the shade Madden or Maiden on top of the liquid lipstick. And again, this smells incredible. It smells like something from Lush. I'm not sure what though. And I'm just going to be applying this all over my lips. So this is what the gloss looks like on top. I really like this look. So this is the more peachy lip option. As you could be able to tell, peach stock is more of a sort of nude than this lip option. But I really like the eyes and the lips together. Please let me know of your favourite lip option in the comments down below, as I'd love to know. And yeah, this is the finished makeup look. One last thing. Okay, I just have to set my face. I just set my face with the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. This is the end of this makeup tutorial, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to. And please also let me know on what you think of the lighting. Obviously, it's a little bit darker now as it is actually 7:30 at night. Please let me know if you like the natural lighting and if the lighting in here is alright. Sorry about the background. Can't do much about that unless I was to move my whole lounge around. That's it, and hopefully my ring light is fixed soon. So thank you so much for watching. Please, as I said, subscribe if you'd like to and you'd like to see more upcoming videos from me, and I will see you in my next one. So take care, guys. Bye.